Hello out there and welcome to Miss Bachelorette South Africa TV, and this is your talk show Invisible Wounds. On this show, we strive towards making sure that we address issues around gender-based violence and femicide. And of course, that will include the past, the present and the future of Miss Bachelorette South Africa. We hope you were able to take your time and watch our previous episode where we were having conversations with some of your finalists that are in the running for the coveted title of Miss Bachelorette South Africa 2025. In case you were wondering where your favorite is, she should be on this episode. And on the other side of this, I will be speaking to one of them. On the 26th of April 2025, the sixth queen of the Bachelorettes will be crowned. We all are waiting with bated breath, wondering who that is going to be. And today in studio, I am joined by one of the hopefuls towards the crown. And this is Nokuthula. She is representing KwaZulu-Natal. Nokuthula, welcome.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Nokuthula,
yes.
The 26th of April.
Yes.
Is slowly but surely. Not even slowly anymore. It's almost here.
True. True.
How do you feel?
I feel anxious and excited at the same time because, you know, I just cannot wait to see, you know, who's actually taking the crown, and yes, if it's gonna be me or it's gonna be my fellow queens. So yes, but yeah, I mean, we've been long waiting for it.
Tell me a bit about yourself in the pageantry industry. Have you always been a pageant girl? Have you ever been in a pageant before, or is this your first?
It's not my first. Well,
okay.
Yes, it's been a passion that I grew up with, if I may say. Okay. Since I was in primary, you know, I always wanted to be this supermodel. Oh. You know, I even liked watching fashion shows or fashion TVs like Next Top Supermodel and stuff. Okay. And I was into magazines, fashion and beauty. So yes, I was participating in pageants in primary too, and yes, I was winning, and in high school, so I had the luck to win those, and even around in the township. Okay. Yes, and I also went to the modeling agency, Models International in Durban. Yes, so it ended there. I guess growing up took part. So when I started having kids, you know, varsity, all of those things were And anyway,
they occupied your life, and then you started refocusing.
Yes.
And not taking time to participate in that anymore.
Absolutely.
But you do have, like, it sounds like you have some titles on your sleeves. So are you saying the other ladies are gonna see fire?
Well, they must see fire. Yes, they must see fire. But then, you know, it's not too much of experience, if I may say, because my dream was to reach at a certain point, so which I did not. Yeah. Yes. So yeah. I would say I only achieved the lower level of what I wanted to achieve, and due to some things like weight and height, I couldn't enter some pageants. Yes. So
yeah, especially back in the day, because a lot of pageants were very strict on that. And yes, we'll talk about that in a minute. There is something that I feel I need to announce to our audience. Yes. Nokuthula is not participating in Miss Bachelorette South Africa for the first time. In 2024, she tried her hand in the journey and she made it up to the semi-finals. This year, she made it to the finals. I want to find out something regarding that. What brought you back?
Oh, Sis Rufile,
we'd love to have you back, but what brought you back?
I expected that question, but at the same time, I don't know where I can even start because it's quite a lot. Well, I guess I'm gonna say it's one, the growth that I came out.
Having
experienced, yes, previously. So I actually felt a big shift, you know, from Nokuthula that came, you know, when the whole pageant started and where I ended. So, okay. So, yes, and I felt, anyway, I still need, number two, I still need to get out there and be the voice and try to do change, you know, as little as I can, you know, through the pageant as well, because I'm still out there, always saying I want, you know, the world to change.
Absolutely.
I actually feel, you know, we can do more, and I can do more. So being in Miss Bachelorette, it also gives me that platform to be out there, to reach out to people who might need to hear my story, of which it could change their lives, or even people who can be inspired through my life and my journey, etc. Yes, so that's another reason for coming back. And another one is that actually I love the challenge.
Okay.
I love the challenge. So I was also, on the other hand, not satisfied where I ended, and I actually said, you know what, I know where I actually lacked. And where I can now come and rectify and improve. Yes, I know somewhere I did not do my homework correct.
I must say, you came back with a bang, girl.
Thank you.
You came back with a bang. I must say, in all honesty, you came back a different Nokuthula from you know, comparing the two journeys from where you were last year, and I think I must say it was deserving of you for this year to move from the semi-finals to actually make it to the finals. You really, really did well for yourself.
That means a lot. Thank you so much. Thanks.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. But tell me, your support system, the people around you, your family, your friends, your colleague, whoever is close to your heart, when you said to them, I am going back, what was their reaction?
Okay, some people were, to be honest, were negative about it.
Okay.
Saying, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Because we know how it stressed you, you know, sometimes because you know, when, as I said previously, that, you know, there's challenges and then sometimes you have to ask people, or you confide in other people and say, hey, I approached so and so, now I don't know what to do, I'm being stressed. So you find people saying, but now, you know, you're going to go through that same stress. You know, but I'm like, no, that same stress is building me. So I'm willing to go for it. So yes, I don't know if for them, you know, it's negativity or what, but some people have been like, and some did not even, you know, support me this time around as they did. They did not have that. I can see they don't have the oomph to actually support even try, because maybe they're thinking, oh, okay, I don't know, maybe they feel, oh, she lost, but we only gonna vote and maybe she's not gonna win again. So of which I'm like, oh, okay, if that's how a person feels, but a world is a very large place. If some people are feeling you know, a certain type of way, there's other people to approach.
Exactly.
So I'm going to do my thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm so glad you did not let all that negativity pull you down and discourage you from doing what you want to do, because that says a lot about you as a person.
Yes, and sorry.
Yeah,
but yes, some people have been, well, a few. Some have been encouraging, saying, "Oh, okay, yes, it's beautiful that." You wanna give it another shot, and we are all behind you. Whatever help you need, there's like 2-3 people that I know that definitely. And
that is lovely. That
yes,
is lovely.
so
those are the people that really love you. I always say, love loves happiness.
Yes,
and people who really love you would want to see you happy.
true.
And if you decide this is what I want to do, it means there is some level of happiness that you are finding in whatever it is that you want to do. So people who really love you will say to you, you know what, soldier on, yes. Regardless, we are behind you. If you feel you are gaining something out of this, we are going to be there and push you and be your wings to make sure that you gain that.
Absolutely.
Now, you know that gender-based violence is the core purpose of Miss Bachelorette South Africa, and that is why we have the Social Responsibility Division titled Miss Bachelorette Community Foundation.
Yes.
Should you be crowned Miss Bachelorette South Africa, what new project would you bring on the table, particularly on the community foundation side?
Yes. Okay. I would actually like to create projects that include women and children, maybe, even gathering people who are gonna, participate in fundraising, and so that, we can expand the foundation, to an even more bigger and higher level, so even if it means that we go out to communities doing outreaches and, creating anything that could actually help us to improve, to help even more homes and, even more children and women or families that are in need. So I'm also willing, even if it means I can also even volunteer and do, certain projects or even work. Yes, so I'm willing to do that, yes.
That's lovely. The 26th of April.
Yes.
Beach wear or evening wear? Which one are you looking forward to the most, and why?
Okay. I will say the evening wear.
Okay.
Yes. Because, as I said previously, I've been wishing to be a queen, winning pageants, so I always had the perspective of a queen wearing Cinderella dresses. Well, anyway, I've been, growing up watching those kinds of cartoons. Yeah. So I want to experience that and walk, at the stage like on yes, and saying here
and
I
am feeling the queen that you are.
Yes. Because the beach where I can just always even in Durban we got the sea, so I can go every weekend and wear my beach wear, or I can go to the pool any day. But it's not every day where I can wear my evening gown and feel superior and all that.
Well, we all are looking forward to seeing you in that evening gown on the evening. Nokuthula, thank you so much for making time to be with us today. We wish you all the best for the 26th of April. And like I'm saying, we are all looking forward to seeing you on stage alongside your other sisters, your fellow finalists. Well, that was Nokuthula Ntombela representing KwaZulu-Natal. Remember to visit www.missbachelorette.co.za and select the finalists page so that you can continue voting for your favorite. After this, I will be speaking to another one of your favorite finalists. Welcome back to Invisible Wounds. Remember, today we are speaking to your Miss Bachelorette South Africa 2025 finalists. Please take a moment to subscribe to our channel to make sure that you do not miss a thing. Right now in studio, I am joined by Vuyo Bapella, and she is representing the Eastern Cape. Vuyo, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Phil.
How do you feel?
Look, I'm feeling more relaxed now.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you
Looking
mean
forward.
now?
Well, beginning of the journey, one was a bit nervous.
Okay.
But now that one is counting down to the finale, at least
you're feeling a bit
I'm
more
calmer.
and more relaxed. A lot of people say I get more and more nervous as the day gets closer.
No.
You are feeling relaxed,
More relaxed.
which is a good thing. However,
Yes.
what is it that you're doing to prepare yourself for the finale?
This is the thing. I'm actually watching a whole lot of other pageants,
Okay.
as suggested previously. So I'm just watching what goes on stage.
Yeah.
Mostly they show what goes on stage more than what goes on behind the scenes. Yes.
Yeah,
but there are also videos on YouTube where they actually prepare you in terms of the questions that will be asked and what to expect on the day, which are mostly international. I haven't seen local ones. Yeah. So I do that, but also just keeping that support group with the other finalists to keep sane and have those conversations. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One piece of advice, be very careful with those expected questions, because you know at Miss Bachelorette we are full of surprises, right?
Might be different.
Right.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
We always bring that, that spark when you least expect. I'm sure you've experienced it.
I've noticed now.
Vuyo, tell me, how would you say the Miss Bachelorette South Africa journey has impacted your life so far?
Oh my goodness, really. I can tell you for certain, gender-based violence has always been something that is within my life, if I can put it that way. Okay. Someone is affected in my family, one way or the other.
To you.
Yes. So when I entered Miss Bachelorette and read about the criteria that you are looking for, and independent women, mature women who could be groomed to become role models for other women and also young girls. I was like, actually, that is me, because that is the route I chose in terms of growing out of the circumstances, was to take a particular route that says, I will not choose this for myself, but I will go the independent route. So within Miss Bachelorette, I've definitely found my voice.
Oh, lovely.
I'm more outspoken about the things that I don't like when it comes to gender-based violence, but also just treatment from the opposite sex. And secondly, just actually anchoring my story to actually be sure what it is that I stand for. I stand for economic freedom for women.
Oh, lovely.
So those are the two things that have come out.
That's great.
Out of the journey.
That's great. Without digging deep into your personal circumstances, just a bit on what you shared, those family members, would you say there is any bit of difference or impact that your journey has, sort of made or touched? Are they in any way touched by the fact that you have decided to take this journey in any way, even if it's in a small way? Because I would say these are early days. I mean, I don't know how long they have endured or they have experienced what they are experiencing. However, it will take, most of the times it takes quite some time for someone to, sort of take steps, if there's a need to take steps
towards healing,
or towards removing themselves from that kind of a situation, whatever the case might be. Thus far, would you say your journey has impacted their situation in any way?
Look, I could not be sure.
Yeah,
it's still early days, like you are saying, but fortunately they are no longer in those situations.
Oh, lovely.
So it's a matter of looking at, what do I attract next?
Yeah.
Do I look up to Mrs. Vuyo, who I've seen walking this journey for so long, to a point where I adopt some of her behaviors or habits or something. So it's still early days in that sense. I'm hoping.
Yes,
I'm hoping.
yeah. No, let's keep hoping.
Yeah.
Let's keep hoping.
Yeah.
And I am hoping that even beyond this journey, regardless of what happens on the 26th of April, you will keep, because to me it sounds like to a certain extent you have the potential of being a pillar of strength for those family members of yours.
Yes.
So I hope you continue being their pillar of strength.
That is the plan.
Regardless.
That is the plan.
I love hearing that.
That is the plan.
I love hearing
That's
that.
the plan.
Let me take you on this one.
Okay.
I know you are in the media space.
Okay.
Do you think we as a society are taking advantage of the media space enough to fight against gender-based violence? And if not, what angle do you think has not been explored in the media space that we can perhaps explore? What do you think we should try? Something new, something different?
I don't know, Refilo. I mean, awareness has been brought to the scourge.
Yeah.
Awareness has been brought. Victims are being advised on where to look for assistance and where to go for help. But I don't know if we are doing enough because instead the incidences keep rising.
Yeah, sadly.
You know, sadly.
Yeah.
So, and we have made calls to say men must become part of this conversation.
Yeah.
Are we doing enough on that front as well? So maybe that's still very in the beginning stages. Maybe that's what needs to be highlighted even more, to say, men, come on board, let's chat about this.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. And just to that point, I attended a women's event. It's an international one, where one of the previous deputy presidents, she said, because in this fight, we actually are looking for allies in men. So just bringing that whole conversation to say, who are the men who are fighting with us in this? Because we know, yes, they are abused as well, but the majority is the women who are suffering.
And also perhaps we've had more than enough conversations. Because in all honesty, I think there are more conversations than actions. Right?
Exactly.
So maybe we need to
what do we need to
about,
do?
Yeah, whatever it is that we can do using the media space towards action, more than just sitting down and talking.
And having conversations.
Yes, and having conversations. And that is exactly the reason why, as Miss Bachelorette, we also have the Social Responsibility Division, which is Miss Bachelorette Community Foundation. How do you feel about that initiative? And suppose you get crowned, what new activity would you bring into that space?
More than the conversations.
Yes, absolutely. That is the whole purpose of the Community Foundation, making sure that we turn the conversations into actions.
Yeah. You know what I love about the foundation? Already there are families that are being supported.
Yeah.
There are small businesses that are already being supported.
Absolutely.
So we are driving this narrative to say, women, stand up for yourselves. Yeah. There are shelters that are already being supported. Maybe what we need to do is to get more money.
Yes, absolutely.
I was just saying, Miss Bachelorette South Africa actually deserves to be sponsored on a much bigger scale than what it is now, because of what it stands for. You know, when you guys say distinct, very distinct, it's the only pageant that I know it stands for a particular cause and what we are battling with in the country.
Vuyo,
on this one.
On a lighter note, let me first ask you this. Are you a pageant girl? Have you been in a pageant before?
No, never.
Is this your very first?
Very first one.
then let me coin my question like this.
Okay.
Before you participated in Miss Bachelorette South Africa, have you had any stereotype about pageants in general? Particularly one that you would say Miss Bachelorette broke for you? Like, we got rid of it. You came in with some level of some stereotypes that I know, there's still a number of people out there, due to lack of information, lack of education around pageants and the purpose of pageants and the evolution of pageants over time. They still have some stereotypes around. Which one was yours?
Lalela. I actually posted about it during the week on my stories. When you guys posted the reigning queen on Swag.
Okay.
And I said, this is one of the reasons I actually entered.
Oh, okay.
For me, the stereotype has always been a certain body type.
Ah, all right.
A certain body type will enter and will win.
Yes.
And I look at the previous Miss Bachelorettes and I've always said, nah, so it's one.
I don't think you're like,
it's
nah,
one body type that wins. Until I saw Ntswaki, I'm like, oh, Vuyo. Vuyo.
The stereotype
just
gone.
try. It was gone.
Completely gone.
There and
right?
there, it was gone.
Yeah.
So the claim to say doesn't matter the body shape, doesn't matter the height, doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Yeah. We want your character.
Absolutely.
Who are you?
And I think part of the reason is because height is something that may not be so easy to pick up when you are not with someone on a physical level.
Yes.
Because Kaya Gazikoto, our Miss Bachelorette South Africa 2021.
Yes.
She is not one of the tallest people I know. I know she's going to kill me for this one. But she definitely is not one of the tallest people I know. But like I'm saying, when one is on heels and you never actually met them physically, you can hardly tell. So I'm just saying, even before Ntswaki, those are some of the differences in terms of the body structures and whatever, as opposed to the typical queens that you would expect to have in a pageant.
Look, for me, she fell under
those type. Ones, yes, because type. You cannot tell. You cannot tell exactly how tall or how short she is. 3 strengths that Vuyo has and would like for us to know.
Oh, man. 3 strengths.
Yeah.
I'm a huge planner.
Okay.
I even bore some people because I will plan to the T. And I need answers to everything so that I know how it's going to pan out.
Yeah.
So planning is one of them. The second one is, I don't know if resilience is counted as a strength, but I'm one person who is like, I wear a raincoat. It brushes off the rain, literally, off my. I don't.
think it is a strength. It just depends on how it is implemented.
So resilience. I will, if I've decided to do something, I will try and put my all in it. Make sure it happens. If it doesn't, then I have given it my all at least.
Yeah.
Whatever causes it not to succeed, it must be out of my control.
Okay.
So
love that.
Yes.
That's the attitude.
And the third one, I think I'm a kind person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Those are my strengths.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Vuyo, one last one from my side. I'm sure you've seen, you did say earlier that you've been watching pageants and all, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you have picked up 1 or 2 videos where literally a finalist or a queen has tripped and fell on stage. Is that one of your biggest fears?
It is one of my biggest fears.
Okay.
I was actually thinking about it this morning. I'm like, one thing I hope for on that stage is that I do not trip and fall. So I'm always careful about where I step, at the same time not taking my eyes off of the audience.
Exactly.
So I'm very aware of how I walk. I don't know how it will be on stage on the day.
At the same time, making sure that you have comfortable shoes.
Yes. So hopefully it will pan out.
Will. Let's hope you do not
I
trip
hope
and
not.
fall.
No.
God forbid. But should it happen, just stand up, dust off.
And walk
move on.
again.
And walk again. As if
Will
nothing
do.
happened. as if nothing happened.
In fact, I'll probably laugh on stage.
Which will be a good thing. Vuyo, thank you so much for
Thank you for having
time
me.
to be with us today.
Thank
we wish you all the best for the 26th of April. And we are hoping you are ready. That was Vuyo Bapella representing the Eastern Cape. More of your finalists after this.
Services offered by Sabine G. Permanent makeup, manicures and pedicures, facials, eyelash extensions, laser, plasma, Botox and fillers, carboxy, threads, aesthetic training, waxing, massage, tinting, slimming and weight loss, hair extensions, training, tattoo removal, ear piercing, black diamond facial, tanning, keratin treatment, and microneedling. Book your appointment today. Sabine G Beauty Academy.
We're back on Invisible Wounds, and as you know, we are having you finalists for Miss Bachelorette South Africa 2025 in studio today. We hope that you have not forgotten to go and grab your ticket at Web Tickets so that you can come and support and see beautiful women on stage, the likes of Tiyani, Vukela, yes, who is representing Gauteng, and she is joining me in studio today. Tiyani, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Vukela.
How do you feel?
So excited.
Okay,
yes.
about being here, about the journey, about the finale, about everything.
About
right?
everything, actually.
Yeah. If I were you, I also would be excited. Let's talk a little bit about Tiyani. Who is Tiyani? And what is it that you would like for us to know about you? That which you, maybe even the judges so far have not given you an opportunity to share with us.
Well, I think the judges do not know that Tiyani is also a leader at church.
Okay.
Youth leader. And I'm also a writer, also passionate about the entertainment industry as a whole. Yeah. So throughout, I have tried pageantry before. I've entered Miss SA in 2020 with no luck. Okay. And I've also been in the school pageant, and I was the second princess there. Okay. And today I'm a finalist in the Miss Bachelorette SA. Yeah. You know, even though I had so much doubts that I'm short, I am curved, you know, yeah. So, but I'm here today, and I'm proud of myself for taking this leap of faith, you know, so yes.
Why would you have those doubts? Because you know the criteria of Miss Bachelorette South Africa says we welcome women of all sizes, aged between the ages of 25 and 55. Body size, body structure, height, that does not matter, because we are not looking for a model. We are not looking for a runway model. We are looking for a role model. So what are you worried about?
So I think that is what drew me to Miss Bachelorette, that the criteria is inclusive of all women, you know, and also it advocates for this course, you know, so that is why I entered Miss Bachelorette.
And how has the journey been so far?
Wow. Like, you know.
You don't know where to start.
Yeah, because the person that you see today here is not the person that I was last year this time. You know, I've improved so much. I've grown so much. Personally, you know, I've grown. I was one person who was so anxious, even though I knew that I want to be in the entertainment industry, but I was so anxious and not confident that much. But through this journey, my confidence is just on another level. You know, I don't even care what people say.
So, Tiyani, when you decided to participate in Miss Bachelorette South Africa, you, like you said earlier, you have been in a few other pageants in the past. What did you expect in this particular one? When you came in, like, you are now at the tail of the journey. So you have experienced whatever it is there is to experience as a finalist. What is it that you were sort of shocked to find out that, this is what I expected in this journey, but now look, this is like maybe the complete opposite of what you had in mind when you came in.
So I'm one person who's used to doing things at my own time, at my own pace. Yeah. So in the journey, we have things, tasks to complete. Yes. We have deadlines and all of that. Yes. So I was like, oh my goodness, now this is another challenge, because sometimes there's a time where I don't want to be out there in the social media, and the journey requires me to be out there, to be actively so. Yeah. So that is one thing that I did not expect. And I like it because it has made me have a plan. Yeah. You write down your plan, exactly. Time management, you have discipline, the order. And also another thing, I used to not, I love looking good, but I used to not really care that much, be so consistent. Yes. Yep. Oh my goodness, these days, oh no, okay. I remember someone saying that, are you seeing someone?
Yeah.
Because these days to you are
like... unfortunate, and it's so, that is so sad, because now people always, it's so sad that we do not do things for ourselves. Yeah. We do things to impress other people, because that question says someone has come into your life, and therefore that's why we are seeing, some change. That's why we are seeing some sort of improvement in terms of you taking care of yourself better than you did before. It's quite sad that is the first thing that comes to mind. Who is the person behind your look? Yes. That's what people think. Instead of saying, wow,
you look
girl,
good.
You got this, keep going.
And I've learned how to do my makeup.
Oh,
because of this
lovely.
journey. I didn't care. I was like, no, I'm a natural girly. Therefore I'll keep it like that. Yeah, but this journey has taught me that, you know what?
The importance of enhancing yourself. Yes. Beautiful as you are naturally, and as much as you are proud of your natural features, wherever there's an opportunity, there is absolutely nothing wrong with enhancing yourself, not transforming yourself.
Because this is my natural hair, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, love that. You got some hair, girl. I envy, I must say.
Thank you.
So it's beautiful to enhance yourself every now and then when you choose to. And I must say, makeup does look beautiful on you.
Thank you so much.
It absolutely does.
Thank you.
Tiyani, it is unfortunate that we live in a society where women that are mature in terms of age but are single are marginalized by the society, and sadly sometimes even by our families. How do you feel about that, and what do you think should be done to try and move the society's mindset from focusing more on marriage as if that is something that completes a person or that completes a woman, and rather focus on independence and the importance of independence?
I can relate to that, because my family would be asking me, Kandiwena, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? We've never seen you bring someone home. We need to unlearn such things. Yeah. Marriage does not define a woman.
Absolutely.
Marriage does not define a woman. Yeah. So we can't say just because you are 40 and still unmarried, then you're not woman enough. Exactly. Because what if you were never called to be married? Exactly. Then what? Yes. Because not all of us are going to be married. Yeah. So that means I'm going to be less of a woman just because I'm not married.
And you're going to live the rest of your life miserable and not focusing on your achievements and your capabilities and the strength that God has, blessed you with. Yeah. And instead always think, for as long as I am not married, I am not good enough. For as long as I am not married, there is something wrong with me. I hope your family is supporting you in this journey? Because if they are, then it automatically means they are following this. They follow conversations that are around Miss Bachelorette. They follow our posts and everything that we always speak about when it comes to marriage and, being a single woman at a mature age and everything. Because I am hoping that in that they will learn something and unlearn those societal norms that, they have in their minds.
They are, actually, and I'm glad that they are supporting me.
That's
and
lovely.
They are following this. And ever since then, actually, they actually understand that I'm not about just marriage. We are not here for marriage, but we are here also to build ourselves. I can't go into a marriage, who am I?
Exactly.
So I need to be a strong woman to survive marriage.
Yes.
I need to be a strong woman who loves herself, to know and recognize toxic behaviors. If you push me into a marriage and I see that this man is abusing me, I'm not going to leave.
Exactly.
Because now
you don't know yourself to begin with. You don't know what you want. You don't know your worth.
Yes.
And therefore you let the next person define your worth.
Yes. And what I love saying is that when you're independent, you have a choice and you have a right to choose what's good for you, because you're not depending on anyone. You are not dating for survival. And when you say this on social media, they love saying that, oh, you're trying to be a pick-me. There's a word that says a pick-me. You're trying to be a pick-me. You want men to pick you.
Yes,
when you say be independent, don't wait for him to do it for you. You can do it for yourself. So people need to unlearn and learn that.
Yeah.
Let's not date for survival.
Absolutely. What angle or what platform do you think we can best use to make sure that we instill this in children's minds? Because, sometimes it becomes quite challenging to deal with adults. It becomes quite challenging to try and make sure that someone unlearns behaviors or the so-called cultures and traditions, whatever they title them, when they are already adults. How best can we deal with this around children?
I like that question because I'm passionate about children. I believe that is where everything starts. That is the root of everything. And a child that is not disciplined is going to be difficult to handle as an adult. So we can have initiatives, we can have talent shows, we can have fun walks where we educate children, we can visit schools where we educate children, we can have children's programs. We have brilliant children. We can bring them forth and have a chat with them and educate them. So there's so much that we can do, and we need to start with our children. I like that. We need to start with our children.
Absolutely. Tiyani, love, peace, wealth. If you could choose only one, what would you choose and why?
Okay. Love, peace, wealth.
Yeah.
It's difficult between peace and love.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, but I think I would choose peace because I believe that when you have peace, it's easier for you to love. Yeah.
There we go.
So peace first.
Yes.
You're not going to love people if you don't have peace within yourself. So peace surpasses everything. Yes. So peace first, love, and then wealth.
Yeah. Because when you are at peace, you also are more capable of making sure that you take initiatives that will bring or that will attract wealth.
Yes.
Right?
Because I studied accounting, right?
Okay.
But I'm working in a legal field. I'm still trying to get a job in my field.
Okay.
Right? But because I have peace within myself, I'm content. I don't even feel that actually I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm trying, because I have peace, I'm trying so hard to
move
towards, you see. So peace. Without peace, you're not going to love people. You can have money, but if you don't have peace, it's pointless.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, you might have money and the money ends up killing you because you do not have peace.
Thank you. You're going to build a triple story and jump off it because you don't have peace.
Absolutely. Tiyani, thank you so much for making time to be with us today. We really, really appreciate your time and we wish you all the best for the 26th of April.
I can't wait for that night. Thank you so much for having me, Rafile.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, there you have it. Remember to visit www.missbachelorette.co.za and continue voting for your favorite finalist. Who knows, you might be able to place her in the top 5. After this, we bring you more on your finalists for Miss Bachelorette South Africa 2025.
In a world where business is constantly evolving, you need a team of experts that can keep up with the pace. At Accentral, our teams are led by qualified Black chartered accountants and are diverse, bringing a unique perspective to the table, allowing us to provide the best possible solutions to our clients. We offer a wide range of services, including accounting, secretarial work, and business consulting, tailored to meet the needs of small to medium-sized companies. Our approach is simple. We develop solutions that solve your problems and elevate your business. We are here to help you grow. When you work with Accentral, you can trust that we have the best interests at heart. Our goal is to help you understand your business finances, enabling growth and sustainability for your business, and we are dedicated to making that happen. So why wait? Contact Accentral today to learn more about how we can help your business thrive.
Miss Bachelorette South Africa 2025 will be crowned at Gold Reef City at the Lyric Theatre on the 26th of April 2025. We hope you got your ticket already at Web Tickets, and today on Invisible Wounds we continue to speak to your finalists that are in the running for the coveted title. Right now I am joined by Palesa Khumalo, who is representing Gauteng. Palesa, you heard what I said, right? The 26th. It's almost here. Are you ready?
Personally, I feel like it's been so long since we're in August.
Yes.
And I'm just there like,
Just a little less than a
finally,
year.
finally,
Finally, we are at the tail of the journey.
I never thought that it would come by so quick. Even this year, it's just going by way too quick.
That's
when
what
did we
happens.
get here?
That's what happens when you're busy. That's what happens when you are busy. Were you in the whole journey? Would you say the finale was, yes, the finale marks the end of your journey as a finalist, depending on what happens, of course. But then would you say the finale is the activity that you were looking forward to throughout the journey? Or have you been taking things one step at a time and you've been enjoying all other activities and challenges that you were going through?
I feel like I was taking things one step at a time. And at some point, I even forgot that there's a
finale, which is good.
Because I'm just there, like, I'm living.
Yeah,
like,
this is
cool.
my life.
So
this is my new life.
This is my new
the
life. New me, definitely, yeah. I was like, wow, Palesa, look at you now.
What have you done to yourself?
Like, wow, I'm really proud of myself, hey? Don't want to lie. A part of me grew throughout this journey, and a part of me is also still growing. And this journey is practically what every woman needs.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm glad.
Especially at the age that I'm at.
Yeah.
You're mid-20s. Oh, I forget how old I am. And I'm like turning 27, and I'm like still stuck in my 22,
early 20s.
21.
You forever feel
right?
young.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. So for my age peers, this is definitely the perfect platform to guide you and direct you to the, let me say, I can't say perfect.
Yeah.
The right
to
direction.
To bring you as close to perfection as a human being can get, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get the valid growth through the other ladies too, especially those that are old, that have also achieved.
Okay.
And then you look at them, you're like, oh, I'm also getting there,
Yes,
you know?
Yes, you look at them and you think it's possible.
It's possible. Yes,
Yeah.
it's possible.
And you also have gained a sister that is close to you enough
Yes.
for you to be able to engage and also get advice and guidance to say, how did you do it? How did you deal with, you know, some challenges that you may be going through,
Definitely.
you know, in your life at this stage? Who in this journey would you say is your number one supporter?
Okay.
Doesn't have to be one person. Maybe it's your whole family. Maybe it's a group of friends. Maybe
family. No.
Absolutely not family. I'd like to find out why.
Okay, maybe
if you don't mind sharing.
I'm actually lying. My cousins, they'd be so disappointed.
Okay.
To hear me
Cousins,
say
cousins.
that.
Sorry, cousins. Cousins, we remembered you.
And my mom, but most of my family members.
And your mom is also supportive.
Yes.
That's great. Okay.
Like, I feel like I'm getting more support from my mom's side of the family more than my dad's
more
side
than
of
your
the
dad's side.
family.
Okay.
And I stay literally with my dad's side of the family. You know, I'd get home and he'd be like, let me not even say anything
About Miss Bachelorette.
Yeah, let me
because
just
I'm
go
just
to my
gonna bore these
room.
people.
Yeah. So yeah, the whole family from my mom's side, very supportive. They can't do much, but they are their encouragement, and they are like, they don't have much, but
they're doing what
that
they can.
effort,
they're
I
doing
really
what they
appreciate
can.
it.
Yeah. Sometimes they love the words of encouragement, the checking on you, the saying soldier on regardless is more than enough.
More than enough.
Yeah. That is great. When you decided to participate, who is the first person that you shared with? That person that you
so
said
personal.
to, you know what? I think I want to go for this. You don't have to say their name. You don't have to say how you relate to them, but just
let me
maybe what was their response?
Their response was that, "Whoo, you're such a dreamer." I was like, "Whoa,
wow, okay,
I'm a dreamer."
Yeah.
And
let me show
like,
you what dreams can do. Yeah.
And I'm here.
Yes.
You know, whether I take the crown or not.
Yes.
But at least I began something and I finished it.
Yes.
And I've learned so much from it.
Yeah.
And it's a part of my life now. Even after, whether I win or not, I know this is how I carry myself. I'm basically a brand. I rebranded, you know?
Girl,
I rebranded. Definitely that. I rebranded and I'm this brand and I'm going to live for this brand.
Lovely. What is the one thing that you are doing differently now in your life? Out of all of that you said, you have rebranded. What is the one thing that you started doing in this journey and you're like, this I am not going to stop?
I used to have, let me say, be impatient.
Okay.
Hence, I'm saying I started something and I'm going to finish it.
Yes.
I'd start something and just drop it.
And
like,
just drop it halfway through. Oh.
Like, no. But then with this journey, even with everything, I'm also able to encourage people that, no, you can actually do it, you know? And I'm now a motivational speaker. Like, sometimes I'd sit alone and be like, Palesa, did you really?
Did you actually say that? Did you have the courage and the, you know, the confidence to actually say that to the next person?
To the next person. And then the next person like, hey, thank you so much. If it wasn't for you, the conversation that I had with you. And I'm like, oh, I'm this tiny little girl. And now,
Dynamites come in. Small packages. Here's a small package right here. Quite petite, beautiful. And the dynamite inside.
Yeah.
So, Palesa, have you always been a pageant girl or is this your first?
This is my first pageant. And even when I went to be a judge at Deep Sloot Secondary School.
Oh, yes.
This girl that I met, she's been into pageants.
Okay.
So now she's like, hey, so you've always been a pageant girl, right? So you know what to do. I'm like, I don't even know how the score sheet looks like. It's like, are you serious?
Okay.
Why would you enter such a huge pageant if you've never been into a pageant? I'm like, was I supposed to be in a pageant before?
Like go through some kind of practice or...
She was like, girl, you brave.
Yeah.
Such a huge pageant. I'm
and
like,
you've never been to one before.
okay.
But I guess, you know, the beautiful thing about Miss Bachelorette South Africa is the fact that it's not a typical pageant.
Yeah.
You know, I always say we are not looking for a runway model. Yeah, we are actually looking for a role model.
Yes.
Now, the last round of the judging will be interviews with the judges. Are you doing anything specific to prepare yourself for that? Or are you ready? If we say, you know what, we're not doing that on the 24th of April.
Yeah,
we're doing it
I
tomorrow,
feel like
you'll just come through.
I'm just going to come through because of now I prepare myself for something or for a question and then I don't get asked that question.
Yeah.
So my mind has to be present that day. So whatever questions, we'll see.
You will see.
I don't want to confuse myself.
Exactly.
I don't want to get any answer from anyone.
Exactly.
I feel like it's about me and I must
Yes,
answer according to my experience or according to
You must
my
just be
understanding.
authentic
Yeah,
and
just be authentic
you
and just be
do
me.
you
Yes.
and yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. I love that. That is the best approach because indeed you try and prepare yourself and the next thing you're there, you actually even misunderstand some of the questions. Because you are hoping to be asked certain questions you actually have rehearsed. Okay. Now, suppose you get crowned on the 26th of April and then shortly after that, you grab a career opportunity that requires for you to move outside of South Africa, maybe even outside of Africa. What do you do?
Personally, pageants aside, I'm a mom.
Yes. Okay.
I'm not ready to relocate to a different country and leave my child.
You can take your child with you?
No!
Is that not an option for you?
I personally, for her, and she'll have to be mentally ready for that. Yeah. And I don't think she's at an age where she could be in terms of, I wouldn't say other countries are racist, but if you go to a different space or you have to adjust and for the kid and then now you're from South Africa and then she'll take it negative. No. I don't plan on relocating. I love traveling, yes, but to relocate, no, I'm good. I'm not ready mentally.
Palesa, thank you so much for making time to be with us and we wish you all the best for the 26th of April.
Thank you so much. Can't wait.
I
can't wait to get it over and done with. Because here, the nerves, though, some days
you sit and you concentrate on it and you think of it, you're like, yo, okay, it's almost here.
It's almost here.
But trust me, you're just going to go on stage and have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate having you around. Okay, that was Palesa Khumalo representing Gauteng. I hope that by now you have warmed up to one of our finalists. That is if you did not have a favorite from the beginning. There is one more lady that we will be chatting to after this. Roshta Kubai is up next, and she is one of your finalists for Miss Bachelorette South Africa 2025. Roshta, welcome.
Thank you so much.
First of all, I must start here. I've always wanted to know, you have quite a unique name. Is there a story behind your name, and what does it mean, and what language is it?
Okay, the name that I was given, it was from where my mother used to work.
Okay.
And they were quite close, and they were looking forward to this child who she was carrying. They were looking forward to having a boy. Unfortunately for them, I came as a girl.
Unfortunately for them,
but fortunately for
us.
me also, because I really love being the girl that I am.
Lovely.
So they decided to contribute to the name, but my middle name is Tsakani.
Tsakani.
Yeah, but people fondly know me as Roshta.
As Roshta.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what the name means?
Honestly, I don't know, because each time I Google, this
look it
year
up.
it's a flower, next year it's a
something
filling.
Okay.
So it changes every time. So I've actually given up.
I'm just glad that it sounds like, although the meanings change, they are positive.
They are
meanings.
positive all the time.
Awesome. So Roshta, the 26th of April, that is one day that I think no matter how long time passes by will always carry a meaning for you. What goes through your mind at the moment when each time you think of that day?
Initially, it was a far-fetched idea, and it was not scary at all.
Okay.
But as the time approached, I started to touch on some nerves.
Okay.
But as it comes closer and closer, I'm starting to become a little bit more confident, because I am going there with a purpose. And the purpose is to just, if you start something, just go to the end. I'm just looking forward to that day.
Yeah,
yes.
to making sure that
I finish what I've started. Yes.
From the beginning of your journey in Miss Bachelorette South Africa,
Yes.
up to now, where you are at the tail of it as a finalist, what impact would you say this has made in your life? What have you learned?
Sure, a lot. I've actually learned a lot. I always look at the first video that I took when we were recording for the YouTube channel, the initial videos that we had to post as a semi-finalist. Yeah. I was very nervous. I didn't know what to do. I don't know how many retakes I had to do. And when I look at my current videos now, I see a much more rounded, confident person.
Oh, wow.
Someone who's able to articulate herself and be out there and have impact. Because I work a lot with young people.
Okay.
And I am able now to stand and say something, and they listen and they take heed of what I'm saying.
Awesome. That sounds interesting. What do you do with young people?
What I do with the young people is, currently I'm running an NPO in Soweto, where I take young girls mainly. In primary school, I teach them about literacy and numeracy, and for them to learn how to read so that they are more confident. But with the teenagers, is to say, let us learn how to be independent from a young age. Don't wait for your parents. Children from in my neighborhood, if there is no one to push them, they give up easily. You see them sitting on the streets and idling, drinking, and participating in activities that are detrimental to their growth. So I try to say, let us teach you to also fend for yourself, because you can be an entrepreneur and be at school at the same time.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. It touches my heart to hear that you own an NPO, because that is one cause that is very close to my heart. Changing lives, making a difference, uplifting those that need a pillar that can help them stand up or stand up again if they have fallen. And that is the reason why in the journey of Miss Bachelorette South Africa, we have the Social Responsibility Division titled Miss Bachelorette South Africa Community Foundation.
Okay.
What is your take on the Community Foundation? And if suppose you get crowned on the 26th of April, what project would you introduce on the social responsibility side of your journey?
On the social part of this journey, and what I would contribute. I am a facilitator by profession, and I have ran accredited courses where I am able to facilitate and make sure that people are accredited at the end of the journey. So what I would do is to adopt a few ladies who are struggling to make ends meet and say, let me train you, let me facilitate and make sure that you have the skill and where you can be able to make impact. Because at the time we give people the fish, but we need to teach them how to actually fish. Yeah. And that's what I will impart and make sure that at the end of the journey, they're actually accredited and they have the know-how of how to run a business. Instead of just giving somebody a startup and then letting them be on their own. So I'm in a position where I'm able to mentor and make sure that they are able to even look for work because they have an accreditation and the qualification that they can. So that's the contribution that I would love to contribute with, to bring on board.
Absolutely, that sounds awesome.
Thank you.
Roshta, at this day and age, we are living in a society where, unfortunately, sometimes marital status stands between women that probably have a potential of building a progressive relationship. How best can we break that wall, specifically between women that are mature in terms of age but are not married and women that are married?
Sure, that's a very crucial question because we often fail to understand that you may have a partner, a very good partner, but we fail to draw the line and understand that a person might be good, but at times not good for you. Not good for your growth and your and just for you to grow as a person. Good as they are, the society will always say, no, this guy is very good. But if that person is not amplifying the person that you are or the potential that you have, then for me, that wouldn't be a good a partner. So it's also important for us to have sessions and awareness programs and teach and support women that you don't have to be in this situation because people are simply saying this person is good without them understanding whether this person is good for you or not. So us breaking the barriers, the only way is through sensitization programs and making sure that we are out there and teaching. Without that, people will not know that there's ways to live without meeting that societal standard. Because wherever you go, wherever I go, people still ask me, when are you getting married? When is the son-in-law? You are the clock is ticking, but who is it ticking for? So that's what I always articulate and advocate for wherever I go. Yes, I have nieces that are, one of them is already 32 years, so much under pressure. I end up having an advocate in family meetings who say, no, you cannot treat our child like this. So we still have a long way to go.
It's very
we
sad
have a long
that
way
we
to
do
go.
not realize as a society that we sometimes give so much pressure that some women end up enduring an abusive relationship just because they are waiting for that day when this man says, will you marry me?
Will you marry me?
Or they are in marriage, but they are unable to get out.
Very
All
true.
because, family members and people close to you and people around you, people whom you expect for them to have your back, people whom you expect for them to put your happiness first, actually tell you, marriage was never meant to be easy. Begezela, hold on. Everything will be fine. And it's, again, I always say that you find some women, some older women, even telling you, I've been in this marriage for 30 years, for 40 years or so, and I've enjoyed so many things. You must not see me smiling every day. There's a lot that I go through.
A lot is happening.
And they say it as if it's, we must award them for that, as if it's a positive thing.
Very
and I
true.
always say, in all honesty, I come across somebody who says that, and they have been, that the longevity of a relationship only has a meaning when you have been happy more than half the time.
Very true.
But if it's filled with sadness and bad and negative and negativity and all, then the longevity, in all honesty, does not mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
And for me, you know, unfortunately, holding on and holding on and holding on more than half the time does not mean you're strong. It actually might mean you are weak.
Yes. I always refuse to the notion that we are Mbogotos. There's this notion that they say we and you are strong. I refuse. I want to be the woman that I am. I want to be a soft woman, and I don't want my hands to be cut because I'm holding the knife where it's sharp. So I always say I will never participate or find myself calling myself Mbogodo because I do not subscribe to that.
One woman actually once said, there's a handle. Why am I not holding
Why
this
am I
knife by a
not?
handle
Why am I not?
and just use it for what it is meant for?
Exactly. Yeah, and protect myself against that. And you find women, when you say they want to fit in, to a point where women pay their own lobola, their own bride price. They buy engagement rings and fake engagement because they want to fit in for societal standards.
Exactly. No, absolutely. Roshta, happiness, strength, money. Which one do you choose and why?
Sure. I'm tempted to say money. However, on any time I will go for strength because, you know, when you have strength, you are able to do things that will make you happy. And you are even able to go out there and work for money. So you can have all the money in the world. If you are not strong, you will not enjoy it and you will not be happy without the strength. I lost my father, who he had everything he could want on this earth, but a sickness took away the strength and he lost everything. But believe you me, if he had the strength, he was still going to continue enjoying the money and being happy. So to me, I will go for strength.
Absolutely. I love that. Roshta, thank you so much for making time to be with us.
Thank
you.
you.
We wish you all the best for the 26th of April.
I'm looking forward.
We cannot wait to see you on stage on the day.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to having fun and to give a beautiful show.
Exactly. Go on stage and have fun.
Have fun.
Go there with that in your mind.
Yes.
I'm going there to have fun
and
celebrate the far you have come. Thank you very much, Roshta.
Thank you so much. Thank
Really
you for your time.
Having you with us in studio.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. That was Roshta Kubai representing Gauteng. Please remember to grab your ticket at Web Tickets. You still have a few days. The 26th of April is around the corner though. So make sure you grab your ticket and you come and join us. Thank you for being with us on this episode of Invisible Wounds. Have a lovely one.